Welcome to the Stack Supplement Podcast, the premier source for supplement news and reviews.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Stack Supplement Podcast, where we run down all of the top stories and exciting announcements shared on our website from the past 7 days. And I know last episode we said was one of the most exciting weeks we had in some time, but that momentum and excitement did not slow down into last week, where we got just an overload of excitement and announcements, and it was non-stop, and rightfully so. As you'll find out by the end of this episode, we had a whole bunch of stories that really pushed the site and the views and the reads, and it was just a great time, of course. And we're going to kick the episode off with news from one of our favorite UK companies, and that is Grenade, of course, known for its popular protein bar, the Grenade Carb Killer. But the latest news out of Grenade wasn't carb killer related, which was the first in a while. A lot of the stuff we see from that brand is, of course, on the topic of carb killer. But another product the brand has on the market is Grenade Energy, which is its energy drink. This one came to market, I think it was late 2019, so it was quite a while ago. And but it came to market in one flavor. Now we did get to try it, and It wasn't a bad drink. It was moderately good, but the catch with it was it had a bit of a bite and a tough aftertaste, similar to some other energy drinks I had experienced in the likes of UK and Europe, such as Sneak, and it had a great initial hit, but it didn't finish off that well. But so Grenade has announced it's coming out with 3 new flavors for that product. And I'm kind of hoping that these ones are even slightly better than the other one. Not that it wasn't that bad, but it definitely had areas where it could improve. The new flavors it is coming out with all have kind of a unique little name to them. They're not your straightforward fruit punch and blue raspberry. They've gone with a creative angle on the names. There is Son of a Beach, which is a tropical flavor, and then there's Cherry Bomb, which is of course a sour cherry recipe, and then there's Buried Alive, spelt like the fruit berry, and that's a mix of strawberry and blueberry, which I also that one sounds like one of the most interesting ones of the lot. But they're joining the original one, which is sort of a more of a fruit punch type thing. It was referred to as the original flavor, I think. And it's just said to have a fruity taste. But again, my issue with that was just the aftertaste. It had a nice initial sweetness and sip, but it was difficult to enjoy when you knew that bite was coming. Of course, if you drunk it straight and you never waited for the aftertaste to come, it wasn't too bad. But yeah, it had areas to improve, and with these 3 new flavors, I'm kind of hoping that they've improved those. Improved in there. I'm looking forward to giving them a try, especially that strawberry and blueberry one. That one just sounds like quite an interesting mix. Usually Buried is sort of like a fruit, forest berries and stuff like that. So strawberry and blueberry mix would be great, of course, if they've managed to improve on that aftertaste. Next we go to a story out of Apollo Nutrition, who I will have to say, of all the brands this year, there's a few that have just come out firing just since the new year, just been dropping excitement, releases, continuing momentum, building, just getting a lot of attention. And Apollo Nutrition is one of those brands, and rightfully so. If you've been following the site, you'll know what it's done. It was pretty much at the turn of the new year they came out with their first white kind of branded labeled supplement with Resistance, which is a fully loaded immune supplement. We got a new flavor of 50/50 Formula X. There was the revamped Hooligan Bare Knuckle, which is a even more loaded pump pre-workout. And then we also got the Double Impact pre-workout, which is Apollo's combination of its 2-star pre-workouts, Hooligan and Assassin, kind of bringing the best of both worlds into the one pre-workout. Apollo basically revealed last week that I'm not sure if we mentioned on the previous episode, but it had confirmed it was going to get into the world of testosterone boosters, or the broad category of testosterone boosters. And last week we got a look at that testosterone booster, which is called Hard Target. And we've got a bit more information that kind of gives you an idea on what kind of supplement Hard Target is going to be. So while it will help boost testosterone, as originally mentioned, it's taking a more comprehensive approach, I guess, similar to other testosterone boosters, muscle builders, and these days, that I guess makes it more of a hormone optimization supplement, so more of a broader spectrum of things, where it aims to help boost testosterone, lower estrogen, and kind of bring about a whole bunch of benefits that result from that, such as improved muscle strength and size, better performance and recovery, reduced stress and anxiety, and so really, like I said, just a comprehensive hormone optimization supplement. At the moment, we don't know any of its ingredients. We know that it has 90 capsules per bottle, and while I don't like to say that the serving size is a direct, I guess, summary of how good a supplement can be, with 90 capsules per bottle, if we're getting the usual 30 servings per bottle, you're looking at about a 3 capsule serving size. Now, that doesn't say what kind of dosages we're in, but it does mean we have potential and a lot of room for good dosages. And to be honest, we don't really even need to get into that. If you know Apollon and you've seen its supplements, whether it be a Hooligan, Assassin, Bare Knuckle, Overtime, Chaos, Apollon doesn't really mess around. It puts solid dosages of everything. So I'll be interested to see how this one looks and how this one ends up. It's really a new category for Apollon, and a great expansion, which to an already stellar year for Apollon, which, as I said, has done a lot so far. So I'm excited to see what comes of that. For the next two stories, we're actually going to be covering, these are from separate brands, but they're both for the Australia and New Zealand region. And so basically, the first one we've got is from Muscle Farm, who announced or revealed that it's teamed up with its Australasian distributor, Nutrition Systems, and put together 6 flavors of its signature combat whey protein powder. All of these flavors are in fact inspired by traditional treats and ice creams from New Zealand. So it's a very you get these cool little flavors that brands sometimes do that are specific to countries and kind of vibe well with people that live in those countries. This is really impressive, to say the least, with 6 of them, and all specially designed. And I think the even cooler part is, and we didn't really mention it in the post when we wrote about it, but if you go to the site, you can get a glimpse at one of them in this story. Just type in Muscle Farm Combat, should be one of those stories. So of these 6, all of these 6 flavors feature different colored labels. So instead of the typical black with green, as you've come to be familiar with Muscle Farm, they've changed that background color. So they'll have that signature green text and stuff, and a bit of white, as well as a green wrap around the lid. But the background colors for each of these flavors changes dependent on the flavor. So the color matches the flavor as such. And the one we have pictured on the site, I believe, is boysenberry, and that's one of the 6 flavors. The other 5 are white chocolate bar, hokey pokey ice cream, orange chocolate chip, lime milkshake, and chocolate pineapple. So those are definitely not your traditional chocolate, vanilla, and cookies, but again, these are all inspired by treats and ice creams and foods from within New Zealand. So I reckon, obviously, they're going to go down incredibly well with the audience, as they're exclusive to Nutrition Systems, who, as I mentioned, is a premier distributor out in Australia and New Zealand. The other story that we have for that region, also from Nutrition Systems, is in regards to Bang. So Bang has a presence in both countries. It's got a different version of Bang in Australia and New Zealand, which has 160 milligrams of caffeine, so around just shy of 50% less than the 300 milligrams of caffeine you get in the original US version. But it also has some of those other ingredients alongside the caffeine. There's B vitamins, BCAAs, arginine, all to kind of still give you that energizing experience. But the news wasn't that it has a new version. The new version's been out for a little bit, but Bang has put together, not Bang, so Nutrition Systems has teamed up with Bang, and it's adding 4 more flavors to the selection it has at the moment. So I believe there are 3 4 that you can currently pick up in Australia and New Zealand, and those are Sourhead, Starblast, Rosé, and Rainbow Unicorn. Now 4 more are on the way, if not coming like very soon from what I understand. And there 3 of those are Blue Raz, Miami Cola, and Banks de Berry. Now, again, those first 4 that I mentioned, you will be familiar with if you're a Bang fan. They're out in the US, and those other 3 are also from the regular US menu. However, they're at the 4th one of the 4 that is coming to Australia and New Zealand through Nutrition Systems, is not one that you will find in the US on the flagship Bang energy drink menu, and that is Mango Bango. So I thought it was quite important and quite cool to see Bang really put together something like that for different regions. I hadn't seen it before. I had seen it we saw it do the military flavors. I think it was early last year. I think it was Strawberry Blast and Purple Kittles, was it? I can't remember the exact name. But so it was cool to see that the brand really reached out and did one for a specific country or Australasia, so 2 countries with Nutrition Systems. It was Purple Kittles. Sorry, I just looked it up to be sure. Purple Kittles and Strawberry Blast. But I thought it was a nice little move from the brand, and definitely great for people down under who are growing and enjoying the Bang energy drink. The next story we have comes from Zoa, the Rocks energy drink, and this was big news because last week the Zoa energy drink actually launched, became available for the first time as promised. The product launched on March 1st. Was it March 1st? The 1st of was Monday of last week. So March 1st, and it went live actually at GNC. That we saw it went live first, and then it also went live on the Zoa Energy website, which is zoaenergy.com. And now the interesting thing is, and this was something that we never even noticed, was that it launched in 0 sugar and regular versions, and the regular version was the one that you can currently buy at zoaenergy.com, and the sugar-free version is the one that you can buy at GNC. So GNC doesn't have the regular sugar version, which has I believe it's 22 grams of sugar. 23 grams of sugar, 24 grams of carbs in total per can for 100 calories. And so, even though I had seen a lot of the energy drink leading up to this launch, I didn't know there were 2 versions. I remember seeing cans, one that said 0 sugar, one that said nothing. I just thought that maybe they were playing around with the designs. I didn't really know. I wasn't sure. I hadn't seen too many calls of like, we will have 2 versions, 0 sugar and sugar. So you can get the sugar one or the regular version with the 100 calories from zoaenergy.com, and then you can find the sugar-free version at GNC. Now, it went live on March 1st at GNC, but it said it wasn't shipping until this past Sunday. So I've got my order, and I believe I'm getting myself a few cans of each flavor to give it a try. I'm excited to see what it tastes like, of course. Probably one of the biggest and most exciting energy drinks launches this year so far. Hopefully it lives up to the hype and comes through with that all-important top taste, because it is an incredibly competitive category right now with big players like Raze, 3D Energy, Monster Ultra, of course, with the many new flavors it's been pumping out, and you can't forget Reign, who obviously took last year's Clash of the Cans contest. We now shoot over to some other big stories from Chemx. Now, this one was actually quite surprising because I didn't see a teaser, or I didn't see a hint or a tip or anything. This thing just dropped out, and that was that Chemx has reformulated its pre-workout, which was one of its first supplements, and it's kind of it's changed a lot of the key features, I think. If you're a fan of the original, you'll know that some of a couple of the key features. So if you've seen the facts panel on the supplement, is that it has transparent ingredients and it has ingredients in a blend. And 2 of the big ingredients from the transparent side of the Chemx Preworkout, the original, were Pico 2 and Kana. So that was kind of two ingredients that really stood out. And for the new version, which is just basically being referred to as Chemx Preworkout V2, those two have actually been removed. Now, Chemx obviously hasn't just dropped the two and given you the same, given you what's left. They have added some things back in. So you've got, I will mention though that the stimulant side of the supplement is still pretty much the same. It still kind of relies on the same intense mix of ingredients. You've got alpha-yohimbine in there, theophylline, eriodrensis, 2 sources of caffeine, and isopropyl norepinephrine. So it is still a very intense stimulant side to it. So I don't imagine the energy and focus playing too much of a difference. But again, the Canna and Pico 2 have been removed. But I guess in an effort to rebalance or add much more into it, they have added in, I believe it is 6 grams of betaine, 5 grams of betaine, and 6 grams of pure citrulline. So neither of those things were in the original. So it's kind of there are other things that are familiar and similar in the supplement. You can check out the full formula on our website. I'm just typing Chemx Preworkout. It'll be one of the recent ones. But yeah, so it's a few changes. Nothing huge, but I guess it's big because the ones that have been removed are, again, those key features, Pico 2 and Canna, which, yeah, were some of the things that it was known for. But you can check out the full formula. I believe that thing is launching very soon. I'm not entirely certain when exactly. I think it's later this month. And you'll get the same 20 full servings per tub, or 40 half servings, however you want to split it up. But you'll need the 2 scoop maximum if you want those doses of 6 pure citrulline and 5 grams of betaine. Another story we had, which I thought was incredibly interesting, incredibly surprising, was Pharmafreak came out with a preview or a picture of its first Red Label series supplement. So Pharmafreak announced the Red Label series not that long ago, but it didn't really provide too much detail about what the Red Label series would be, what kind of products would be getting in it, just that it's a new series that's coming. Last week we got the first product, or I guess the first product that we've seen from the series, and it's called Mental Freak. Now this is a nootropic supplement to help with focus, mood, stress, and anxiety. But the reason this thing caught a lot of attention, because again, we didn't see the formula or anything, just the kind of preview. The reason this thing got a lot of attention is the call-outs and the highlights on the box. So firstly, the Mental Freak says that it comes with a free mood ring. And then just a little bit below the title on the packaging, it says guaranteed to change the color of your mood ring, which I thought was an interesting kind of thing. It reminded me a lot of the Giant Pump little inclusion you got, the Giant Pump from Giant Sports, available way back. They put a measuring tape inside there, and they were saying, measure the gains kind of thing, and measure the effectiveness, and find out for yourselves, or just see the results on the measuring tape about how much fullness and pumps the product gives you. But then alongside all of this, Pharmafreak put all these little call-outs and details on the supplement on Mental Freak, including, it says, what you see on Instagram may be fake AF. And then a little further below it says, love your flaws, F the haters, a friend to everyone is a friend to none. So it has all these little quirky kind of call-outs, which I thought was very interesting. And I did ask them, is this the finalized version? And they pretty much said, Pharmafreak told me that, this is kind of the finalized packaging, depending on the reaction and how well received it is. They may switch some things up, or may edit a few things, but the concept is pretty much done. And I thought, we don't really know too much more about it outside of just this picture and the context in which Pharmafreak gave. But it's definitely an interesting packaging, definitely an interesting approach. You can check it out again on the site. Just type in Mental Freak or Red Label Pharmafreak. For the last part of the show, we are going to run over just the mountain of news we got last week from Ghost, and we're going to start with its accessory that it launched, which is arguably one of the most unique accessories. In fact, it's definitely the most unique accessory I'd seen from Ghost, but quite possibly one of the most unique accessories I'd seen from a supplement brand in quite some time. So Ghost created a scented candle, and obviously this isn't just any scented candle coming from Ghost. They have the smell is inspired or based on its original cereal milk flavor of its protein powder Ghost Whey. So I thought that was just damn cool to see. A nice little twist, and surprising that they didn't really tease it again. They didn't really hype it up. They just threw it out there and let people go after it. I thought it was a really cool little thing to do. Ghost definitely has done some cool accessories and stuff over the years, but this would probably be the standout. And you can pick it up. I believe it's still in stock on the brand's website. It'll cost you $24.99. So I guess definitely something to grab for fans. And as exciting as that wasn't the biggest story we got from Ghost last week. It completely unveiled its formulas behind its two V2 pre-workouts, and that is Ghost Legend V2 and Ghost Pump V2. We got a full look at the contents, and Ghost has really done a good job at improving on its originals. It's essentially just an improvement on the originals. They've upped some areas, changed some areas, altered some areas. You can check out both formulas on the website. I think it might even be in the top featured story still. It's definitely in our trending brand section, but just type in Ghost Legend or Ghost Pump. But the formulas are pretty packed out, and you can still stack the two. So Ghost Legend V2 and Ghost Pump V2 can still be combined. They're just a little more loaded now. Just to give you a few of the highlights from the Ghost Legend V2, you've got 3.2 grams of beta-alanine, so your typical dose, 4 grams of pure citrulline, 50 milligrams of synactive, 1.5 grams of nitrosogene. Those are for the sort of the performance and pump side of things. Then on energy and focus, as much like the original Legend V2 is still a comprehensive pre-workout, trying to give you the all-around experience, energy, focus, pumps, performance. On that stimulant side, you get alpha GPC, natural caffeine, theobromine, alpha yohimbine, and to round it all off, estrogen to support absorption. Now, as for the pump formula, the Ghost Pump V2, this one is pretty much what Ghost said it would do. They told us that we would be getting basically more of what worked, more of what proved to be effective in the original, in the sequel, and that is very much what Ghost has done. The revamped formula is just, it's pretty stacked. Again, no pun intended. The citrulline, for example, is now at 6 grams per serving. So if you actually do stack this with Legend, you're looking at a full 10 grams. But you get 6 grams per serving, which is 50% more than its predecessor, which had 4. There's more nitrates, 3 grams of NO3T arginine nitrate as opposed to 2.5. You still get the likes of taurine, pine bark, and estrogen is in there as well to help with absorption again. Now, these two can stick together, I believe, pretty well. The Ghost Pump, the original, was incredibly effective even by itself, hence why it still stands as our number one pump pre-workout, our top 5. And we have the sequel en route, I believe, to try. So I'm definitely going to be giving a review on that and seeing how it compares, because that original has held that top place on our list of top 5 pump pre-workouts since it came out, since we tried it. In fact, if you're a long time follower, you'll know we actually built the top 5 pump pre-workout list based on that. We were waiting for some true competitors, some true competition to rise up, and Ghost Pump was really the product that inspired that and put it out there, and really just forced us to get on it and create one. So that'll wrap it up for this episode. I will chime in with a bit of admin, as I believe on Wednesday we are announcing the return of the Stack Pro Expo. I believe the exact dates are June 7th to June 13th. That'll be going. We'll have more details on the site, and brands will be able to get in and participate and everything. So it'll be running for the usual week. You'll be able to just visit stack.pro. That's stack with a 3, stack3d.pro, and you'll be able to go experience it in full when it goes live on June 7th. You can still go to that site now and you'll check it out. It'll just give you a brief rundown. But so leading up to that, we'll have a whole bunch of details being shared, some hype, some teasers. We hope to make it a fun event. If you didn't catch the last year's one or even the many we did before that, it's basically our it's our effort to put everything you get at a regular expo into an online experience. And we did it way back in 2017, I think 2016, 17, somewhere around there. And it's just been a really fun concept, and followers have enjoyed it. Again, you get the chance to sort of be introduced to new brands, find out on what products, brands. We encourage brands to unveil new things, announce new flavors, do giveaways, run sales. Pretty much everything, like I said, that you'd get at a typical expo, just jammed into a website that you can access anywhere from the world. Last year we had, I think it was between 50 to 60 brands, somewhere close to our maximum. Hopefully we'll get that again this year, and we can make it as enjoyable as we hope. But yeah, you can shoot over to, if you want to help out or find out more information or get involved, just head to the reach out on social media or head to our contact page on our website, stack.com/contact. But once again, thank you for tuning in, and look forward to having you back again next time.